How is a human and skeleton related to ethanol and a representation of ethanol? Organic compounds are classified by functional groups. So if we can recognize and identify that small group of atoms within an organic compound, we can understand something about physical properties such as solubility and chemical properties such as reactivity. Now let's practice drawing the structure of organic compounds. Remember these general bonding rules for the elements found in many organic compounds: carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, and the halogens. So stop the video and draw the Lewis structure of these four compounds. So here's the structure of C2H6. Note the 4 bonds on carbon and 1 bond to hydrogen. C2H6 is an example of an alkane hydrocarbon. C2H5OH is ethanol. Some of you might be familiar with that compound. Note the 2 bonds and 2 lone pairs on oxygen. And for the remaining 2 compounds, C2H4, C2H2, and the functional group in C2H5OH is the alcohol group, and C2H4 the alkene group, and C2H2 is the alkyne group. Chemists like to take shortcuts just like everyone else. A skeletal structure is a shortcut for a Lewis structure. In a skeletal structure, all the H's bonded to carbon are assumed to be there. You don't have to draw those in. And the carbons are found at the end of each line. For example, these 3 circles are carbons in structure B. So stop the video and identify the skeletal structure which matches the Lewis structure of ethanol. And the answer is C. Here are the carbons, and here are the remaining H's. Let's practice. So, which skeletal structure matches the Lewis structure of this compound? Stop the video and think about that for a minute. The answer is D. So this carbon is this one here. This carbon is this one. This carbon is this carbon. And finally, this carbon is that carbon there. So far, we can represent organic compounds with a chemical formula, Lewis structure, and skeletal structure. An expanded formula shows how each atom is bonded to carbon in the chain. So it's a more detailed version of a chemical formula. So stop the video and determine whether the compounds in each row are the same or different. So in the first row, those 3 compounds are all the same. That compound is ethanol. In the second row, the compounds are different. Note that the structure of the first compound is different than this compound. For the third compound, the expanded formula looks like this. Let's work backwards. Given the skeletal structure, which expanded formula matches the structure? So stop the video and think about that for just a minute. So the answer is B. Note the 2 CH3 groups bonded to the O in the ether functional group. Let's practice some more. So stop the video and identify the skeletal structure which matches the expanded formula. For the first one, A is the answer. This carbon matches that one. This carbon matches that one. And so on. For the second one, A is the correct answer. This carbon is the CH3 group.